Hello everyone, this is Hubert from Banisher, and you are listening to The Ritual with Lady Death on Metal Messiah Radio.
Hello everybody, this is Lady Death. You're listening to The Ritual on Metal Messiah Radio. Today, the guitarist Hubert of the Polish band Banisher is joining us to mainly talk about their new album, Degrees of Isolation. First of all, let me thank you, Hubert, for giving us a bit of your time, and welcome to my show.
Hello everyone, hello Paula, thanks for the invitation. Really glad to be invited here. I will gladly answer your questions.
Alright, so Banisher is a Polish death metal band that was formed in 2005 by you and one of your friends. You have a quite nice discography, so 2 demos, 1 EP, and 4 full-length albums. During the past few years, you've had lineup changes, and you are the only founding remaining member of the original lineup. So you recently released your 4th full-length album, Degrees of Isolation, featuring 2 new members, the drummer Eugene and the bassist Piotr. What do you think they added to the band's music compared to the previous lineup or music era?
That's a pretty tough question to say because, for all those years, like for 15 years already, I was always writing the music, the whole music actually. So it's hard to say. It's more like band performing live and stuff like that. Both of those guys are really professional, great musicians. Eugene is a fantastic drummer. I've been following his work since 2012 or so. I could see all his progress, and when the time came that I was looking for a new drummer, I almost instantly wanted to hook up with him and ask him to join or just to help us with the shows, which happened in 2016 actually. And he played few shows with us in 2016, and later next year we decided to stay, and he joined as a permanent member. So he's with us over 3 years right now, or even almost 4. 2016, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And if it goes to Piotr, I actually know him since 2009 or so, maybe even further. He was a guitarist in a band called Neira, and back in the days when I played in Vedonist, we were playing mutual shows, like a tour, and I met him then. Next year, Piotr joined Vedonist as a bass player, as a substitute guy for our bass players. So he played few shows with us. So I know him over 10 years. Then actually, what happened? He was filling in for Destroyer in Hate for a few shows on the guitar, as far as I remember. And later on, he joined as the bass player of Hate. Then he was, I don't know if he was kicked out or just left the band whatsoever. Anyway, it was pretty much in the same time that we were looking for a bass player as well. So we were thinking with Szczepan who would be the best guy to fit the band, and we mutually felt that Piotr would be the best guy on this position, even despite that he's a guitar player, but he was a bass player in Hate, so it's pretty much the same as I play bass in Decap. So it's also something different, but still playing in the band. It's really great. So musically wise and thinking about the performances, right now we have really great, strong lineup. Eugene developed so well. He played through 3 years or something. He played in Vital Remains. He played Belfigor. He also played Decapitated. Now he plays Flash with Apocalypse. So he's really developing and going high really fast. So I'm really glad of that, and I obviously keep my fingers crossed for all his work, because he's a great drummer. He deserves everything he has, and even more.
Yeah. So what about the music? You said you write the entire music. They don't help you a little bit or add some of their style in the music?
Okay, well, actually what happens is I am gathering all the riffs.
Mm-hmm.
I can say and tell how the recent album happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I had all those riffs gathered for like, I don't know, maybe half year or something, maybe even more.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to those riffs, I was comparing them, I was listening and trying to find some ideas in my head, like I've got this riff, and then I'm trying to think what's going to happen next. It's like telling a story. You've got like a starting of a story,
mm-hmm.
and then you need to write something more, like develop the story.
Yes.
So this is how it mainly happens. Yeah, so when I had all those riffs, I started to write songs. Like, when I write songs, I already have all the band in my back of the head, so I hear the riffs already with bass and sometimes even with vocals, and I'm just writing this down in some, like applications. Like the easiest thing for me, I'm pretty much lame old school guy. I use guitar Pro all the time for writing music.
Mm-hmm.
It's good in execution of writing down the music. It's easy. Then I transport it all to DAW programs and write the drums, record the bass, record the guitars, and have a demo. So when the demo is ready, I send those songs to the rest of the band. Everybody's listening to that. And we're discussing if it's good, if it's not good, if some riffs suck, or would we improve something. So we work on it this way. And when we got the corrections, I really record the demo or even not, or I just, get the improvements. And later on, I mainly practice with the drummer. I've been to Austria twice to practice with Eugene. He was also in Poland to practice with me. And then we entered the studio to record the drums. Then we recorded the guitar and bass parts. Then had like a rough mix of that. And we were again listening to that, figuring out what can happen next. Some additional guitars, some additional stuff, maybe rearranging slightly something, or well, if the drums are already recorded, it's hard to rearrange, but it's not possible. But it never happened, to be honest. Then we were working on the vocal parts, and what happened here is I've met with Stefan, and we were doing all those, I don't know how to call that. It's like recording like parts. We do it just by adding some goals or distorted vocals like syllables and stuff like that. So we get all the vocal lines in the song, how it's supposed to be, like da 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 da. It's sounding silly, but we get all the rhythm parts of those vocals. And then on the basis of that, we are doing the lyrics. And we try to write those lyrics and arrange them. Obviously, we sometimes rearrange stuff because with all the syllables and accents and with all the English language, it's sometimes impossible to shoot it this way as we did it on the demos. So we are adjusting this stuff. And the lyrics this time, we were also writing. I'll be honest here. I just drove to Stefan's place. We had like 2 bottles of vodka. I showed him all the stuff, and we were discussing, and I was telling him all the stories from the States, like all of this like unpleasant stuff that happened to me and shit like that. And on the basis of that, we just sorted out like stories. And sorted out which story would fit the best to which song. And we were recording, like, we wrote the lyrics. On the next day, we went to the studio and recorded them. Went back home, wrote another one, get back to 3 on the other day. And it took us 3 weekends to do that.
Ah, that's nice.
One song, one day, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how can you describe your music and specifically the new album for the people who didn't check it out yet?
Well, so the new album is a whole new different level of the music that we play right now. Obviously, like for all those years, we're trying to, not trying to fit, we were just playing what I was doing, and I was pretty much always a death metal guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's death metal, but the way that I feel, I pretty much feel that writing music and playing, it's like you are giving yourself throughout the music. Mm-hmm. So everything that's inside of you, you represent this as notes, as music, as songs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So this is like the most mature thing and the most developed thing that we did right now is I really had a good story to tell in here, and I think that all this music that happened on the latest album is like all those emotions that I had through all the stuff that happened to me 3 years ago, that it just went out through the music, and you can actually feel it in those songs. These are like really real emotions going through those riffs with all the melodies and solos and all the lyrics.
You have the aggression as well in some parts, so
and there are songs that I'm frustrated. You can feel that I'm like frustrated. I'm angry. I want to not kill people, but like destroy everything. Yeah. Some songs are like depressive and suicidal, and some of the songs are like full of hope. Yeah. Some of them are like cleansing, catharsis in a way. Mm-hmm. It was all the emotions that I had in my head. It just went through the music. So the main thing about this album, what I would recommend to everyone, this is like through music from me. I won't say like from my heart or whatsoever, but this is like all me. All the music, all the lyrics in here, this is like true story, based on true story. There's no false thing, there's no pretending, no fake, phony bullshit. This is just me. So you've got me here on the plate. Yeah. This is Hubert from Banisher, and you are listening to The Ritual with Lady Death on Metal Messiah Radio.
So, the new album has 8 tracks. What's your favorite track and why?
Definitely Lockdown and Extradition. Those two are really... I love those songs, musically wise, obviously. Mm-hmm. And I think that those 2 songs are most like breathtaking for me. They like really squeeze my heart when I remember what they are all about. Yeah. Also, Echoes, I would say, is a really great song because it's like a move on kind of song that I just drew a thick line and I'm way over all this stuff. Yeah. So it's significant for me as well. But Lockdown and Extradition, those 2 songs are definitely my favorite.
All right, so the track number 4 is an instrumental track. I read in some reviews that this breakup track was unnecessary and a little bit short and disturbed the pace of the album. What can you comment about this statement?
That's what she said. No, to be honest, this 4 instrumental track, this was the last thing we've recorded, but I always, while composing this whole album, I always had this motif in the back of my head, because I played it in a very wide spectrum of different things, because this thing is actually like a preludium to the song Sacred Rules. Because the same riff is in the song. It's exactly same riff, just played slightly different, but it's all the same. So it's like a preludium kind of intro thing, and I think it's a good moment to catch the breath, and it introduces you to the song in a way. So I absolutely don't think that it's necessary. It's just exactly how I want it.
Okay. So you are as well the bassist of the Polish band Decapitated. You prefer to play bass or guitar?
It's like, I am a guitarist originally, so this is my main instrument. I play over 20 years right now, so I feel comfortable with the guitar. Although I really enjoy playing bass because it's fun. It's just fun. I would say it's fun because it's easier to play. In a way, obviously, like I think that many people would argue right here. But it's a different approach of playing for me, and it's a different kind of feel of playing. My bass playing, actually, I never played bass before joining Decap. I started to play bass at the day that I auditioned to the band. So I never played bass anyways, but I had to adjust, and it was absolutely worth it. And playing bass is also very good for developing your musical skills, because you are practicing differently. You are playing not that dense and intense extreme stuff. Some guys play it, but I think it's pointless. It's like definitely too much. But it's my approach, and actually it's more like Vog's approach. He actually taught me that don't play all those, just make the band sound, and the band sounds better when the bass plays less. It's like not distorting or disturbing the whole mix of the band, which is important. The band is not about showing off. The band is about the whole 4-piece, 5-piece, or 3-piece, whatever. How many of you are in the band? It's all about the whole band that should sound. And the bass is to do the low end. So that's pretty much it. Thanks to that, it's easier playing. So it's more fun, let's say. I also love playing guitar, but I have different approach on the guitar. On bass, I have this kind of lumberjack savage approach of playing. I just do it like that. And on guitar, I need to focus. It's a more delicate instrument. It's more sensitive for all the things that you do on the fretboard with the strings. So you need to focus more and watch out with the moves. And on the bass, I kind of feel like I can unleash my gorilla behavior. So it's it's just more fun in a way. So but I like really to play both.
Okay.
Hubert from Banisher, and you are listening to The Ritual with Lady Death on Metal Messiah Radio.
So, since I'm a big Polish metal fan, I always look for underground bands, and they never disappoint me. Can you suggest some really good small underground bands from your country that you think they deserve to be more exposed?
Yeah, there are like so many bands right now that I cannot even mention any. It's really hard. I can tell you the bands that are probably forgotten right now because they disbanded or so.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that always this one great band that was from Poland was Yattering.
Yeah.
It's a great band. I really love them. I also love the band called Devilin.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the two bands that actually disbanded. Also, we had this band called This Era. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one with Hiro Mauser and Dots and the Nowy. It's like Polish death metal super group, before Masochist era.
Yeah.
So those bands from like my younghood are probably my favorite that are pretty much forgotten right now because pretty much they don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
With newer bands, well, I'm, tracing all the local scene. I am going to all the shows that happen in my city. I'm like going even to local garage bands whatsoever. I always go.
Mm-hmm.
3 reasons. 2 for sure. 1, I love going to shows.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching bands, and I also am kind of checking the condition of the scene. I'm looking how people are playing, if there are any youngsters that are, worth considering being like big or good in the future.
Yeah.
That is how actually I also am looking for musicians. I just attend to shows. I talk to people. I, dig the music, dig the bands. And I'm always like, if I like some band, I will always go to them and say, yo, guys, it was a really amazing show. You play really good. I compliment all those guys who are playing great. I really love it. I enjoy when people are playing good. And we have really good young musicians, but they're kind of lost yet. They don't know what to do or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they need some help, a hand, someone to, not be their mentor or something, but just to help and show the way how to get through the whole oceans of other bands.
Yeah.
And for sure, now what I can recommend is definitely Szczepan's band, Shodan. They also released an album pretty much 2 weeks ago, or something like that. It's a great album. I already heard it last year or something because we were pretty much simultaneously recording both albums. He was working on Shodan as well while we were working on Banisher. Mm-hmm. And this is a really good album.
Yeah.
Also, what I would recommend, there's this band called Dormant Ordeal.
Mm-hmm.
They're like from Krakow, and it's like really intense death metal, like brutal death metal. Or I would say like, I don't want to, say anything bad or have bad comparison or something, but they're like something between Behemoth meets Hate Eternal.
What?
I would say something like that. No makeups though, and no fireworks, and New Year's Eve in Rio de Janeiro shit. So, yeah, they're pretty cool. What else? I don't know. For the recent bands, nothing that's extremely blew me away. I would rather, because I mostly toured.
Yeah.
Some of the major time of the past years, so I pretty much have a more global, like Europe-wise and worldwide kind of researching.
Yeah.
The bands that absolutely blew me away last year that I saw, the first one is Une Misere from Iceland. They're like just amazing band, really amazing. I was watching all their shows that they were supporting us. I just felt that they have something to tell. They were serious about their music and all the things that they did. It was fantastic. Yeah. Really great band. They released their album in November last year, their debut album through Nuclear Blast. So they started pretty big.
Yeah.
So this was really cool. Also, the band which absolutely blew me away was Humanity's Last Breath.
Yeah.
I think they're from Sweden, and I think that half of them are from this band Wild Harta or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't recall the name. It's some kind of Norwegian Viking metal name, whatever. But I remember this time that they were playing like directly before us on Death Feast, I guess. Yeah. This is like a festival in Germany.
Yeah, I've liked it. I wanted to go this year, but well.
Yeah, and I was taking a nap, which is my hobby, obviously on tour. Yeah. And I was pretty much sleeping, and I didn't set any alarm or whatsoever. And they were ending the show, actually, and I was supposed to go to, change myself and warm up and shit. And I woke up in this very weird condition, and I was feeling like it's the end of the world is coming.
Oh.
And I don't know what happened, but they had some weird interludes between or inside, in between the songs, that I was actually feeling that I know that the end of the world is coming, or someone is going to kill me very soon. Or like you have this game with this kind of huge creature, Sloan or something like that, with his huge hands.
Yeah.
And the game is about like running away and like in a dark between trees and trying to get some hints and trying him not to kill you, but he always kills you.
Yeah.
So I felt like that, and I was pierdole, what is that? And I was like running into the first row, watching what is this band all about? And I was like, holy shit, yeah. And they sounded so good. They were like crushing, and I just fell in love with this band. They're like one of the best performances I saw last year with the bands that I never saw before. So
that would be the album.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So my surprise question will be, if you can pick 5 players for an all-star band, who would they be? Go for it.
It has to be 5.
5 or 4? Well,
it has.
You have to pick 2 guitarists or 1 guitarist.
Right. So if I would make a dream team.
Yeah, a dream team.
It has to be a metal band or not?
Whatever you want.
Right now it's even more complicated. You need to be more specific, because, God damn it, I have absolutely no idea. This is too hard for me. I would do it with Banisher and get my friend Andrzej, and he would be our technician or do stupid shit on stage just to hang out with us, and we would be the perfect party. That's what I would do.
Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Surprise question, surprise answer.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Anything you would like to add?
I don't know. Stay safe, everyone. Like, stay at home, and I hope we'll get there. We'll get on some shows. I really hope that all this shit ends, and we'll get back on track with playing and stuff. Also, go listen to the latest Banisher album. What can I say? I don't want to force you to do it, but I would be really glad and appreciate if you do it. So hopefully you'll get there.
All right.
Pretty much that's it. Thank you for listening. Thanks for the interview. And see you soon, probably.
Thank you.